2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the San Antonio Spurs. Well, for San Antonio, it's been tough sledding. The loss is mounting. They're simply not playing up to capacity. How to fix it is the question. And in this one, a bit of a rarity. Both teams like to slow down the pace and play through half-court sets. Kenny, it's a little bit of a throwback.
Yeah, some games we cover are about who can play faster. But the trends in the NBA are a pendulum. They swing back and forth, and eventually they swing back again.
Kenny, we never play like this. A lot of these teams are just playing follow the leader in terms of play style. But it's usually the innovators that come out on top.
What are you doing right now?
I'm trying to get my steps up.
Oh, I thought you were a pendulum.
Yes, I am. I'm thanking you for the idea. And see, now I'm feeling very, very
But how
fit.
are you moving only the upper, but how are you getting your
Just
steps
move
up?
with us so he can stop.
I'm just confusing the watch.
And a glimpse inside the locker room. Players' final few moments to prepare for the game and the task ahead. The sun shining brightly on downtown Philadelphia. That's the setting for our broadcast today. It's Thursday night and it's the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Simmons.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA?
Sixers coach Brett Brown helped build this team from ground zero. There were some lean years in Philly, but Brown helped set the values and the culture for this team. Brown said, "Can you teach? Can you cultivate relationships? And do you bring energy? Those 3 qualities are what I've hoped to create throughout my tenure here."
Smitty is there when it comes to preparing for a long season. Talk about the advantages of the new strength and conditioning programs we read so much about.
You know, for me, Kevin, when I first started out, it was all about just getting stronger, lifting weights. I think right now for these guys, they're doing a great job of adding that and also recovery. What do you do for recovery, being able to play the next game? I would love to see the technology that they have. Wish I could use it, Kevin, because all I did was run and get me a fish fillet, and I was ready to go.
And the starting group for the Spurs, we've got LaMarcus Aldridge, Trey Lyles out there at DeRozan. Then there's DeJounte Murray, and it's Forbes in at the 2-guard spot. And for the 76ers, the tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. Now here's Simmons, following the miss by DeRozan. Right side, Simmons. Embiid kicks to Simmons. Down to 5 on the shot clock. On deep by the Spurs. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd. And that's obviously easier said than done.
Yes, the other team is feeding off that enthusiasm. You match that energy.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
Now here is Harris. 14 points from him the last game against New York. Well, we knew that Tobias Harris would be one of the big names during free agency this summer.
Wasn't a lot of speculation for him when free agency hit. Ends up staying with the Sixers, and I think it makes sense for both sides, and he fits nicely next to Embiid.
The first free throw is good.
Transition period. No Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Kawhi Leonard, all retired or have moved on. Interesting to see how they stay competitive.
And Harris drops them both. Steve, the Spurs have great consistency, but you have to wonder, how does this team find its way back into title contention?
Yes, Kevin, great question. Losing Kawhi Leonard, it really hurt the San Antonio Spurs. This organization has to do some soul searching on how that went bad. How they do it, they have to draft great again. They have to keep developing young players, and that chemistry has to continue to be elite. He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
Murray against Simmons. Murray, no good.
Oh my God, they can't buy one. Before, sometimes this happens.
Passes it to Embiid. They get a hand on it. Here is Forbes. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Wizards in Washington. Good on the shot.
And the lid comes off the basket after 4 straight misses. They finally get one.
Richardson outside. Simmons inside. Lyles there. No good from Simmons. Right side, DeRozan. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet.
And that's when he's at his best. DeRozan, confident and in rhythm with the jumper.
Murray against Simmons. Harris outside. All alone. And the 76ers get it back.
Missed opportunity, wide open from mid-range. He would love to get that one back.
He gets that one.
Given Murray's slight frame, you'd think physical defense would bother him more. It doesn't.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here.
A season loss to injury for DeJounte Murray. He's eager to make up for the lost time, continuing his development.
Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Philadelphia. They're in the upper part of the conference records right now, in 5th place.
And I think for the 76ers, most of the preseason predictions were right on the money when it came to them. I mean, a playoff contender, but not necessarily championship caliber.
I agree. As good as they've been, they do seem like they're missing that true killer instinct that sets the great teams apart from the good ones.
Pass to Forbes. Now Lyles. Richardson covering. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Aldridge. The shot from the low post is good.
Cutting his teeth in the Spurs system, Forbes has improved at keeping his eyes up and finding the open man.
Simmons against Murray. Here's Harris, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, you look at the career of Tobias Harris, and, boy, he's bounced around a bit. Has never slowed his development or production, though. You put him anywhere, and he'll find a way to help his team.
And the first one drops. And with Harris, he's been moved so many times. You know what, Greg? You forget he's still quite young.
Yeah, I mean, he really is just starting to enter what should be the prime of his career, has improved every offseason, and is a great rebounder and scorer.
And Harris drops them both.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Out to the wing. Murray, the pass to Lyles. Simmons against Murray. Back to Lyles. And Simmons with the rebound. 76ers trailing. That one falls.
I just love the heart of Simmons. Doesn't matter what the D throws his way, he's still able to complete the play.
Murray outside. Got a piece of it. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. Let's take a brief moment to look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's feistiest defensive teams. Fifth on the list, the 76ers.
You can't get careless with the basketball against this group. I mean, they'll pick your pocket, and no surprise to see them in the upper echelon as far as steals.
Now, here's Richardson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
Beautiful choice by Richardson. The floater, a must-have if you're a guard in the NBA.
Here's DeRozan, trailing by 2. And he goes big with the dunk right over Al Horford.
When you get your tickets to see him play, that is what you are paying for. Incredible dunk from DeRozan.
Simmons against Murray. Richardson outside. Pass to Embiid. From 11 feet away, Murray with the defensive effort. Spurs have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. And Forbes kicks to Lyles over Horford. And Simmons with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Harris trying to get free. Richardson, no luck. Looking at Philadelphia, they took the win in their last game against the New York Knicks. From about 16, DeRozan. That's good. DeRozan's got 6. Now here's Simmons. And he just worked New York in that last game. And there's the pass to Horford. And here's Richardson. Back to Horford. And finished off by Horford.
Give Josh credit, taking the challenge offensively, discipline, and that's a beautiful pass.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the San Antonio Spurs. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of the 76ers this year. Here's Lyles. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. The 76ers have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Harris's shot is good.
He's a fluid athlete who knows what he's doing. Nice finish by Tobias Harris in transition.
The Spurs have gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. Pass to Forbes. Now, here's Lyles. Pass to DeRozan. Over Harris. 5 on the clock. Sinks it from just inside the baseline. That's now 8 points for DeMar DeRozan. And Simmons kicks to Richardson. Fires from 14. No good on that one. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. Murray surveying the D. Aldridge left side. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Aldridge has got his second bucket.
Set him up, and he'll knock him down. Aldridge is a dead-eye jump shooter.
Richardson outside. And that'll be Philadelphia as it goes out of bounds. 76ers retain possession. Some changes for Philadelphia. Mike Scott's checked in for Embiid. Ennis comes in for Al Horford. And it's Korkmaz in for Richardson. San Antonio also making some changes. Rudy Gay's checked in for Trey Lyles. Bellinelli comes in for Bryn Forbes. And it's Mills in for DeJounte Murray. Harris inside. He's covered by Gay. Good work defensively by Gay. And coming into this season, questions about whether the Sixers could retain their star players. Well, Greg, they shuffled the decks, but they still have great talent.
Swapping in Al Horford for Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson for J.J. Redick. The Sixers still in the mix to come out of the East.
And as the Spurs enter a new era, Patty Mills providing that carryover from their championship past.
Yes, he's taken on a big leadership role. The feisty little guard willing to speak up and teach the younger players the Spurs way of doing things.
Free throw good, Mills. And Smitty, for teams that tend to go deep into the playoffs year after year, season after season, it takes, I'm assuming, a mental toll as well as a physical toll.
It does, and that mental toll is just as hard as that physical toll on your body and your mind. And I think for teams that have great leadership and development of those young guys that can play some of those minutes, they usually bowl well.
The 55th pick back in 2009. Those picks don't hit very often, but Greg Patty Mills, now with a decade in the NBA.
6'0", and that may be generous. The Australian Mills, a dangerous pull-up shooter, and he does not back down.
Now here's Simmons. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Korkmaz kicks to Simmons. Throws it up high, and Ennis slams it in.
And with off-the-charts awareness, Simmons makes plays that others simply don't see.
Now here's Mills, guarded by Simmons, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
Free throw good, Mills.
The Spurs with the league's longest active playoff streak, 22 years and running, not to mention 5 titles in that span. No wonder the Spurs are viewed as the league's model franchise.
And he makes both free throws. Well, Steve, the Spurs are so well run. If they played in a top 5 market, they might be the most popular team in the NBA by now.
You know what, Kevin? They probably would, but this is the way this organization likes it. They like to be quiet and under the radar. They like to sustain success, and they like to build a great culture. At the same time, the small market is really a part of their culture.
Here's Mills. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
A moment now to see the stats for Gabe. This past month, he's really set himself apart. He's averaging 11 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
He's not trying to take over necessarily. He's just taking what the defense allows and contributing to the cause.
And that one misses.
And one of the game's best free throw shooters. It's a shame that Patty almost never gets to the line.
And the 76ers making a change here. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
I can't believe he missed those shots. Wow, he is usually lights out from there.
Pass to Thibault. It's Scott on the wing. Knocks down the 3-ball. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
Mills with it. His last outing, 16 points for him. Here's Pirtle. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Got to be on the lookout for Pirtle crashing the glass, using his body to wreck the defense on the boards.
Harris inside. He's against Gay. Harris, no good. The pass to Bellinelli. Over to the left wing. Mills looking it over. Passes to Carroll. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Nice shot by Pirtle.
Love the razor shot focus. Pirtle bouncing off contact and finishing well.
Pass to Ennis. We've got 1:08 left to play in the first quarter. And Harris wide open. He shoots at 3 off the mark.
Defensively, it's hard to account for everything. They gambled off him, and it worked.
Offensive rebound. Here's Gay. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Gotta appreciate the physicality of Gay's game. A strong athlete who forces the D to hit him inside. Some players never recover from a torn Achilles. Rudy Gay has come back and as good as ever. Still one of the most productive small forwards we have in the league.
That's good from Rudy Gay.
A talented, versatile player who has been on a few teams. Rudy Gay is still going.
Richardson, he's checked in for Korkmaz. Rudy Gay hits them both. There's 53 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Richardson outside. Pass to Harris. Tries again. He takes it up and lays it in. Harris has got 12 in the game.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Back to Mills. 24 seconds left in the first quarter. Pirtle dishes to Bellinelli. Clock at 6. From 11 feet away. Nice shot by Pirtle. He's got 6.
Really nice work. Pirtle going to town on the weak defense down in the paint.
The pass to Harris. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's DeMar DeRozan making highlights for the San Antonio Spurs. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Al Horford provided some insight on why he decided to sign with Philadelphia.
What put me over the edge to make this switch is just the depth that I saw with this team. It's an up-and-coming young team that we have a chance to be good for many, many years, and it was something I wanted to be a part of.
Playing for a historic franchise, Greg, they've got, of course, the great fan support, great history, something Horford relishes.
A great choice. A team with depth and youth, they have a chance to be good for a long time.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. Mills at point with Bellinelli, they're the backcourt. Jamari Carroll is out there with Rudy Gay, and it's Pirtle in at the center position. Now here's Mills. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game. Passes it to Bellinelli. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Bellinelli's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Spurs. Richardson the bounce pass. Here's Harris. And it's Gay with the rebound. Gay's got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Here's Gay. His last outing, he had 18 points. Basket counts.
And that's just a good-looking shot. Gay's always had a good-looking jumper.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
76ers moving the ball around. Tries it from 9. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. 14 points for Tobias Harris.
Terrific play. This is why you run your offense through him and live with the results.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. And Kevin, LaMarcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. Now here's Carroll. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Pirtle. That's his fourth basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots, off to a good start.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Richardson the pass to Harris. 13 feet away. Rebound San Antonio. Pirtle's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And stolen by Richardson. To the middle. And it's Ennis that time on the assist by Richardson. Richardson's got 3 assists now in this one. Spurs leading by 7. And Mills kicks to Pirtle. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Bellinelli passes to Pirtle. 5 to shoot. And here's Mills from the arc. They get it again. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Scott finds Harris. Gay with the block.
A pretty good defender. Gay using that 7'3" wingspan well. Get that shot out of here.
Carroll dishes to Bellinelli. Now Mills. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Poked away. Fires the 3. Tries again. Good. Pirtle's got the lead up to 11 now for the Spurs.
And when Pirtle gets on a roll, he's hard to contain. Boy, he can catch fire in a hurry.
Timeout called the 76ers.
The defensive impact of Jakob Pirtle giving the Spurs a boost. Great timing and instincts as a shot blocker.
And the 76ers with some changes. Embiid, he's checked in for Scott. Horford comes in for Harris. And Simmons subbed in for Ennis. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Gay. DeMar DeRozan comes in for DeMar Carroll. Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's DeJounte Murray in for Patty Mills. It's good.
And with Josh Richardson, they love his size in the backcourt and his mobility. He moves extremely well.
Here's Murray. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Wizards in Washington, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons. Korkmaz checked in for Philadelphia. Trey Lyles checked in for San Antonio. Puts up a three. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 3 assists in the game.
I mean, that's a nice find by Murray. He has the height to see the floor, and his awareness continues to grow.
Now, here's Richardson. And you can see his scoring totals. Those are some pretty good numbers. He's putting up close to 15 points a game on average. Embiid, no good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Forbes the pass to Murray. With the teardrop, it's good.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
The 76ers trail by 14. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Richardson outside. Embiid trying to break loose. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Josh Richardson, a 3-and-D type player, recommitted himself last year, Smitty, to defense.
Kevin, he felt like he wasn't being impactful on the defensive end and vowed to amend that. He can be a nuisance with that reach, and he's put in that extra work to solidify his defensive presence.
And the first one at the line is good. Hey, Smitty, every NBA player has their Mount Rushmore. Every NBA fan does. The 4 players they consider the best of all time. So I'll ask you, who is on your NBA Mount Rushmore?
I would say Michael Jordan, Kevin, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Kobe Bryant. Those are by 4.
Both good from the line that time.
We talk a lot about second-round picks coming in and making a difference. Josh Richardson is one of those guys, and he was rewarded financially for it.
Aldridge misses. The 76ers trail by 12. Here's Richardson. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And it's 8 points for Josh Richardson.
Shooting much better this quarter than last. You can see his confidence growing.
And DeRozan. Oh, what a play!
What Keeping the dribble, inviting contact. DeRozan's become a master at converting these.
Now here's Simmons. Pass to Horford. Richardson with it. And stolen by Murray. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Murray with the ball.
You want your bigs playing big. Rips it down in traffic.
Now here's Simmons. Pass to Horford. Over Murray. Bank shot. No good. San Antonio leading by 12. Spurs working the ball around now. Here's DeRozan. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Playing at his tempo, his pace. He's been dialed in all night.
Here's Richardson. Drops it in from 11 feet. Richardson's got 10 points.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
And here is Lyles. Shot clock at 6. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That's his first foul. Simmons against Murray. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. That's on Ben Simmons.
Good example of the new breed of point guards. Murray creates for himself as well as he creates for others.
First trip to the line for him here.
And he's putting together a solid year at the free throw line, 79% overall.
And he makes the first.
And making his return from the ACL tear, DeJounte Murray, long, athletic, and young, he still has a very bright future.
Second free throw, no good. And Murray winning second team all defense in 2018. And Greg, at that time, he was only 21.
And that's been his strong suit. If he can hit perimeter shots consistently, he can be a star.
Here's Korkmaz. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And Simmons kicks to Korkmaz. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his fourth assist with that last one here tonight. Murray against Simmons. And the rejection by Embiid. Here's Korkmaz. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Aldridge against Embiid. Outside, Simmons. Just 5 on the clock. Over Aldridge. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That's foul number 2 for him. And so it's DeRozan. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Murray against Simmons. And the pass to Lyles.
DeRozan.
And Embiid with the block. And now on the Richardson with the jam.
I mean in transit or without the ball in his possession.
Is it to Aldridge? Fader on the way, and that one goes long. The 76ers trail by 8. Up top, Simmons. He's covered by Murray. Knocks it loose, and stolen by Murray. Here's Forbes. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 4th assist in this one.
Shooters like Brand doesn't come around very often. That jumper is wet.
Now here's Simmons. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Korkmaz, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on DeRozan. Coaches talk about young players needing to experience the playoffs to understand that level. Smitty, why is that so hard to simulate without going through it?
Kevin, reasons why is in the playoffs, everything is taken to another level. Also, you seeing this team night in and night out. They know your plays. You know their plays. It comes down to just execution, and you can't have careless turnovers or those brain freezes you have in the regular season.
That free throw good from Korkmaz.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
So he gets them both. Spurs leading by 8. Outside DeRozan. 1:43 left to play here in the second quarter.
It's common to see wing players improve their perimeter shooting in the league, but DeMar DeRozan's most striking growth has been his ball handling and playmaking. He's been dynamic with the ball in his hands.
First one falls for him. And Greg Durrell's been watching a ton of films of guys like Andre Miller and Sam Cassell operating in the pick and roll.
And not only that, Kevin, to strengthen his left hand, he'd use it for daily activities like writing, leaving no stone unturned to become an expert initiator.
Rudy Gay's checked in for San Antonio. And he makes the first but misses the second.
So tough to guard. DeRozan with the strength, the near 40-inch vertical, and he loves to challenge you.
Here's Korkmaz. He's got 5. Fires from the wing. No good from Simmons.
The defense is right there. Quality contest, and they threw him off his rhythm.
Murray outside. Six to shoot. Rebound by the 76ers. Embiid's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Korkmaz. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Korkmaz has got 7 points in the game. San Antonio leading by 7. Murray kicks to Forbes. Inside. Here's Gay. Hits the difficult fadeaway jumper. Gay's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
Boy, I'll tell you, from mid-range, Rudy's shot mechanics look effortless.
Pass to Simmons. There's 18 seconds left here in the second. And it's in there.
I admire Simmons' ability inside. That's where he's an elite finisher.
Murray with it. He has 5. Pulls up on the wing, and the Spurs scoring again. And so it's San Antonio in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thank you. Here with Brett Brown. Now, Coach, it seemed like you guys came out a little flat. How do you get some energy for the second half?
You just got to go with the people that have energy. I feel like we are not the aggressors. We have to do whatever we're going to do through our defense, and so far it's been poor.
Brett, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. DeMar DeRozan putting in some serious work for the team tonight. He had 13 points and 1 assist. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
I don't think anyone expected to see such numbers from the bench. I'm impressed. It was what they needed, the jolt they needed, Ernie. Wow, I never knew their bench. Matter of fact, I don't even know any of their players coming off the bench. Man, keep going, bench guys.
And Kenny, your take on Philadelphia.
Well, sometimes you get too comfortable playing at home. This team played tonight like it's no urgency. And now they dug themselves a hole, and the energy level to get out of it is going to be extraordinary. We'll see if they come out of the tunnel with some fire in the second half, because they're going to need it.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You look at Tobias Harris. He has really been playing well.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, one half to go. The tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. And that's the group for Brett Brown as we begin the second half. Now, here's Richardson. It's stolen by Lyles. On the wing, DeRozan. Over Harris. DeRozan's shot is off. The 76ers trail by 9. Here's Simmons, and then Simmons slams it in.
You can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. His confidence just soars when he slams it down like that.
Here's DeRozan. And no good that time. Some solid defense from Harris. Nice D from DeRozan.
I'll tell you what, I think he thought that was going in. I sure did.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. That one, no good.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
You talk about a guy who's added some strength over the years. Look at the hit Josh took, and he was still able to convert.
Now here's Murray. 7 points in the game. Aldridge left side. And it's DeRozan at the elbow. Lyles passes to Murray. Just 5 to shoot. Rebound by Joel Embiid. Embiid's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
Well, some of the numbers NBA wingmen have been putting up from the field this season are truly impressive. Have a look at the top shooters among them. In the third spot, DeMar DeRozan.
And that tells you about their ability to slash through the defense and get to the hoop effectively. I mean, because you have to be getting a lot of layups to have that kind of a percentage.
And I don't think there's a player on that list who can't also light it up from the outside. Every one of those guys is a hot streak just waiting to happen.
Here's Murray following the basket by Al Horford. Here's the teardrop, and it's Murray laying it in. Murray's got 9.
Well, you need to start somewhere. After 4 straight misses this half, let's see if this gets them going.
Simmons looking around. It's rebounded by Aldridge. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for San Antonio. Forbes the pass to Lyles, and Forbes kicks to DeRozan. Takes the 3, and again it's San Antonio with a 3.
Well, that is one situation that DeRozan is huge for. He can bail out a team with the shot clock ticking down.
Simmons passes to Richardson. Third quarter action in just under 3.5 minutes have gone. And the basket is good. Richardson's got 4 points this quarter. Simmons against Murray. Lays it up off the glass. And the Spurs lead by 8.
From the moment when he sticks his foot in the ground and puts his head down, DeJounte Murray is explosive and fast.
Now here's Richardson. That miss makes him 7 for 12 from the field this game. And it's Murray penetrating. Oh, good on that one. Good work defensively by Horford. The 76ers have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. And Embiid gets it to go.
That's a nice read. The value of keeping your eyes up.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can at times be unstoppable.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Lyles. Damari Carroll comes in for DeMar DeRozan. Bellinelli, he's checked in for Bryn Forbes. That's Mills in for Murray. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
So it's the Spurs now. 76ers getting the bucket. Bellinelli passes to Aldridge. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
Having a shaky time from the floor, but his teammates have been picking up the slack.
And that one, good. Now just a 2-point Spurs lead.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
It's stolen by Harris. Outside, Simmons. Misses off the left iron.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
You know, if you get the ball to the right guy in the right spot, more often than not, you're coming away with points.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
This is a close-knit group. They feed off one another's energy.
On the free throw, no good.
What you love about Jakob Poeltl is his size, a 7-footer who plays hard on both ends of the floor.
Thibault can't get it to go. San Antonio leading by 4. Bounce pass from Carroll. Now Mills. Spurs working the ball around now. Here's Aldridge. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Aldridge has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
As a coach, this is how you like your plays to end. Aldridge with a high percentage look.
Harris inside the line. The 76ers again can't hit it.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Poeltl, high post. He kicks it to Bellinelli. Shot clock at 5. Poeltl trying to get open. The Spurs rebound. Misses the layup. 76ers trail by 6. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Simmons passes to Harris. Looking to end his cold spell. San Antonio with the rebound. They've led by as many as 14 points.
He's doing what he can to help them cut into this lead. His shot just isn't quite there tonight.
Now here is Harris. 14 points for him. Scott can't get it to go. Now here's Bellinelli. He's guarded closely, and that one is good. And the Spurs lead by 8.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Down low. Here's Simmons. Hangs. And it's laid up and in by Harris. Harris has got 16 points.
A tremendous defensive rebounder. Harris getting it done at the offensive end that time.
Now here's Mills. Guarded by Simmons. And Aldridge slams it in.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
It's a backbreaker for your defense, giving up easy buckets like that.
Simmons passes to Scott. That one, no good.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
Here's Thibault. Shoots over Carroll. Carroll with the rebound.
And really, that is why he is feared as a defender. Right in your face,
on that shot.
Moved his feet, timed it perfectly. That's how you get stops. Love it.
Now, here's Aldridge. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
80 million reasons why Aldridge is able to do this, living up to his contract and one.
And in a league that's obsessed with threes and layups, Marcus Aldridge defying the trend, really feasting on a steady diet of mid-range jumpers.
Korkmaz, he's checked in for the 76ers. And that turnaround jumper of Aldridge's, Greg, just impossible to defend.
Long arms, that high release point, when it's falling, well, we saw him give OKC 56. This man can take over.
And the 76ers call time here.
The wheels have come off a little bit leading up to this timeout. He is taking some low percentage shots, and it's killing the floor of their offense. More motion, more ball movement. That should lead to better looks for him and for the entire team.
And checking out some numbers here for Harris. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. He's putting up about 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And the phrase stats don't lie absolutely applies here. He's been a monster on the court for this team.
He's versatile. He's prolific. There really isn't much a defense can do once he catches fire.
Here's Korkmaz. He has 7. Here's Simmons. Cans the shot with nobody near him. Simmons got 4 points now in the quarter.
With a consistently improving offensive game, Simmons is lethal whenever he's on the court.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. The 76ers have been at their finest form at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes. And the first one at the line is good.
The 2018 Rookie of the Year, Simmons' NBA career got off to a great start, and he's only continued to improve.
He doesn't get the second one. And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. They've led by as many as 14 points. Pass to Bellinelli. Back to Mills. Lets it go from deep. And he's good on the 3 ball. Mills has got 7 points in the game.
And this is where Mills kills you. Tremendous range.
Korkmaz passes to Simmons. Ennis in the corner. For the 3. Hits the 3-point bomb. 7.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
How often do we see this these days? Clubs answering each other from range.
Mills. And he banks in the layup. Mills has got 5 points now this quarter.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Here's Simmons, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And so far, going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
Mills, that's a two-pointer. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Scott's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Oh, the lob for Simmons. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Just phenomenal timing from Simmons, leaving the ground once the pass was released and tearing that bucket apart.
Now here is Aldridge. 11 points in the game. Bellinelli passes to Mills. Carroll kicks to Bellinelli. Here's the pass to Gay. Headshot off. Some solid defense from Harris. Here's Ennis. Banked in off the glass. And now just a 4-point San Antonio lead.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Now here's Mills. He's got 9. Here's Aldridge. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
You know, he's standing 6'11" with a 7'5" wingspan. LaMarcus Aldridge prefers playing power forward, but make no mistake, he has the size to hang with the big dogs at center.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And he is a cool customer at the line, guys. You've got to be when you're shooting 84% on the season.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge.
In 2006, when Aldridge was drafted, he went 2nd overall. Judging from the multiple All-Star appearances, that's justified.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Embiid, he's checked in for Mike Scott. Horford comes in for Harris. And it's Richardson in for Ennis. Then for the Spurs, Trey Lyles checked in for DeMarre Carroll. DeRozan comes in for Marco Bellinelli. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Patty Mills.
When your bigs can make free throws, it's a huge advantage. Love his approach to getting to the line.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. No good from Simmons. Here is Forbes. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Aldridge can't get it to go. And so it's San Antonio, with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And we'll be right back after this. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
Three-tenths quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. San Antonio leading by 6. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled on the court right now for the Spurs. We've got Rudy Gay. He's out there with DeRozan. Murray out there with Lyles. And it's Forbes in at the 2 spot. Al Richardson following the three-point attempt by DeRozan. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And that one misses. And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. They've led by as many as 14 points.
Great defensive effort. Just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
Now here's Embiid. Kicks it to Simmons. Back to Embiid. Nice D from DeRozan. San Antonio leading by 4. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Now here's Murray. Passes it to Forbes. Outside DeRozan. From deep three-point range, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Philadelphia has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Pass to Simmons. Floats one, and he sinks the layup.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Murray kicks to Gay. Back to Murray. Outside DeRozan. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's tipped.
He's a factor defensively. He's 6'6" with a 6'10" wingspan. Josh gets off the floor quickly.
Yeah, well, he's going to have some explaining to do on the sideline about why he took that shot.
Low percentage chance. If it's not there, give up the rock. Trust your teammates.
And that one drops for him.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
He kicks to Horford. And the foul on Josh Richardson. That's his first foul. Spurs leading by 4. Pass to Lyles. Dishes to Forbes. Gay outside. That shot off the mark. So Philadelphia will take it the other way. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Korkmaz. Lays it up and banks it in.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
San Antonio's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Now the pass to Gay. 14 feet away. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Love Murray's scoring potential, but the development of his playmaking may be an even higher priority.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Passes to DeRozan. Kicks to Forbes. Now the feed to Gay. Here's Korkmaz inside. And DeRozan sends it back.
With that leaping ability of DeRozan, he can go get it.
Pass to Lyles. Gay. Hold on!
Kevin, you got to buckle up on that one. You know Rudy likes showing off. He's definitely got hops, a sensational dunker.
Richardson the pass to Simmons. Over Murray. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Ben Simmons.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Pass to Gay. Shot from 12. And here is Simmons. To the middle. And he goes in for the dunk.
Nice job. Those passes have to be right on the money around the painted area.
Spurs have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Murray kicks to DeRozan. Here is Forbes. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
A guy who's always had the tools to get to the line more. Gay aggressive that time.
That free throw missing. And the second free throw, good. The 76ers trail by 3. Richardson the bounce pass. Embiid finds Simmons.
And what patience from Simmons on offense. So skilled at making the D feel nervous when he has the rock.
That free throw, no good.
See, now he's getting defenders back on their heels a little bit. Getting to the foul line here in the second half.
San Antonio making a switch here. Pirtle's checked in. He hits the second from the line.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might come back to haunt you. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game.
Outside DeRozan. To the inside. It's blocked. Embiid with it. Simmons against Murray. Now Embiid, 6 on the shot clock. The 76ers need to get off a shot. On deep. Philadelphia with the new shot clock. Here's Richardson. 76ers moving the ball around. The pass to Simmons. Back to Richardson. Can't tie it up as that one misses.
I mean, all period, it's been a struggle for him scoring the ball.
Pass to Pirtle. It's DeRozan top of the key. And Embiid pulls it down.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
This is what you want. Put the defender in a position where he has to foul you to stop you. Richardson can be a tricky cover.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up. And the 76ers making a change here. Harris is checked in. The Spurs also with the sub. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for Pirtle. That one drops. He ties it up. San Antonio's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Murray outside. Pass to Wiles. From beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Richardson. Richardson's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Hasn't been able to dial it in from distance. He has just the 1 3, and that was in the first half.
and you could see him give a little nod and then just alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Now here's Murray. Outside DeRozan. At the elbow, it's Aldridge. To end the cold streak, and the rejection by Embiid. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And after he missed the first 2 seasons of his career, Greg, with a broken bone in his foot, would injuries be your main concern for Joel Embiid?
Look, no doubt about it. As long as he's healthy, he's an all-league performer. Still, 7-footers carry a lot of weight in our league. He wants to prove he can play big minutes. They just got to make sure they protect him.
That's good from Harris.
For a player this good, still in his 20s, Tobias Harris has been on an astonishing number of teams.
And Harris drops them both. Spurs trail by 4. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Murray, no good. The 76ers have gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the 4th. Kept alive, Embiid.
Super work on the boards. Boy, they really want to put their foot down on him now.
Yeah, and once you got him on the ropes, Greg, just keep swinging away.
You know why? Because this defense is reeling. They had to stop there but couldn't secure the rebound. They're still looking for answers.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Well, what's not to like about Joel Embiid? A physical specimen at over 7 feet tall, all the skill in the world, and a personality made for stardom.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
And it's been a terrific night for him in terms of the scoreboard. They've run a bunch of sets for him, and he's continued to come through. Scoring as well as he has, it's taken a lot of pressure off the rest of his teammates.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
During that break, Greg Popovich really had some strong advice for his team. He warned them they've got to get back in transition. He said they've given up way too many fast break points, and he said we have to slow the pace of the game down and force them into taking some tough shots. Kevin?
That move from DeMar DeRozan was nasty. Great play.
You talk about Embiid's personality, whether it's on the court or through social media. Greg, he's not shy speaking his mind.
One of the best trash talkers in the league. He doesn't hold back, but it's never personal. He's embracing the spirit of competition. And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Harris against DeRozan. And it's Lyles in the corner. It's hauled in by Richardson. Richardson's got his 5th rebound in this one.
He has gone ice cold this quarter, obviously not helping their cause.
And the Spurs with possession following the missed shot by Tobias Harris. Feeds it to Richardson. So it's Richardson with the jam.
Yet another one by Richardson. If you got somebody that's going good, give him free reign and let him roll.
And it's DeRozan with the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. 8-point game. it right over to Tobias Harris.
Wow! My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. Now here is Harris. Pass to Horford. 5 on the clock. And he uses the glass on the layup. Horford's got the lead up to 8 now for Philadelphia.
A remarkable interior presence. Horford's a veteran who still has those polished post moves.
Here's DeRozan, and the layup's good off the glass. DeRozan's got 6 here in this quarter.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Here's the thing. He's a guy who will go on hot streaks for you over a number of games.
Richardson, no luck. Spurs trail by 6, and stolen by Richardson. And there's the pass to Embiid. Hands it from downtown. That gives him a double-double in this one. 11 points and 15 rebounds. DeRozan against Harris. Now, here's DeRozan. He's guarded closer. The shot, no good. Good D by Embiid. The 76ers leading by 9. Simmons passes to Embiid. Back by Aldridge.
Aldridge has all the tools to protect the rim. He's only averaged 1 block a game for his career, but he got it done on that play.
On the wing, DeRozan. Aldridge trying to break free, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron. They're in good position here to ride it out.
Well, certainly. If they just play smart, this game's over.
Richardson attacking. Embiid. Some solid defense from Aldridge.
Guys, just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
They couldn't make enough plays when it mattered. Interesting game, though, in terms of some of the matchups.
Oh, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock, and that's an intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
Good job. Want to keep fueling that lead. Make your free throws.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're trailing by 7. We've got 22 seconds left in the 4th. What's your take, guys?
Licking their wounds. It hasn't come together for them tonight.
They are left picking up the remains of their game plan. Better luck next time.
We've got 22 seconds left in the 4th quarter. The 3 from Mills. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Burke looking over the floor. So Philadelphia wins it, probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.